Most students and lawyers now search for case law and statutes using online databases. In fact, recent surveys show that lawyers look for cases mostly using online databases like Lexis and Westlaw. You have been taught how to use these fee-based databases, including Westlaw, Lexis, and Bloomberg, but did you know that you can find cases using cheaper and sometimes free resources like Google Scholar and Fastcase? These free resources are becoming better and better each year and easier for you to use each year. There's one danger, however, that we all must face when using these databases. We are so comfortable using search engines like Google because we don't have to think that hard and we can just type in search terms in any way we want, and relevant items seem to just appear. For legal research, though, we cannot always be guaranteed that Google has found all of the relevant or best cases for you. The last thing you want to have happen to you is to have opposing counsel find and use a case in court that you did not find. To avoid this scenario and a possible malpractice claim, your research needs to be thorough and complete. Therefore, taking control over your search becomes essential. When most people search on all of these databases, they tend to use what we all call natural language searches, or just type in a series of words or phrases that seem to be relevant, and then look at the cases that pull up. Lexis with Lexis Advanced, Westlaw with Westlaw Next, and Bloomberg all have made it very easy to search like you do on Google. You just type in some important relevant words, and all of a sudden you have a list of potential sources of law. The problem with relying on these companies to find you law is that you just don't know how Westlaw or how Lexis is using a formula to find those cases or statutes. Without knowing how they find the law using these words, you have no idea when or if your research is complete. So let's examine a hypothetical situation to show how these databases work and how they all produce different results. Here's your hypo. A person lives in an RV in a state park in Illinois. A person comes along, breaks the window of the RV, and steals a computer that's sitting on the table. The issue then is whether the breaking of the window and stealing the computer constitute the crime of residential burglary. Now, if we do a simple search as we would on Google, we could search using the words like burglary, dwelling, or RV. If you do this on Lexis Advanced or Westlaw Next, you get completely different lists of cases. To properly do a search, you need to take control over your search terms no matter which database you use, whether it's Lexis, Google Scholar, or Westlaw. One way to do this is to always follow two steps. The first thing you need to do is to brainstorm all of the possible search terms. Second, you need to use what we call Boolean searches to limit or broaden your searches. Boolean searches use connectors to give you more control over the types of cases and statutes you will find. Now, let's get into more detail on how to complete these two very important steps. Again, we will use our stealing of the computer in the RV as an example. In developing search terms for this particular example, you need to find all of the possible words that could possibly be used by a court. You should first brainstorm search terms by thinking in categories like person, places, things, causes of action, defenses, and relief. Once you do that, then you need to take a look at all of these terms and then look for terms that are similar or analogous. For example, if you're thinking of RV, you could look for similar terms like automobile, vehicle, or mobile home. If you were looking for analogous search terms, you could also use van, car, or motorcycle. Once you have a series of potential terms, you need to use them with connectors so you can find relevant cases. You will do that using what is called Boolean searches. Boolean searches allow you to use a wide range of symbols and connectors to develop more specific searches online. The remainder of this lesson will only focus on the first set of connectors that applies to every database you will use to find cases or statutes, including Lexis, Westlaw, Bloomberg, or Google Scholar. The most common connector is the word or. You can place the word or between two words, and the databases will give you every case that include either of those two terms. For example, a search that has burglary and then the word or followed by dwelling will produce every case that has either the word dwelling or burglary in it. As you can imagine, this will produce many, many results. The second most common connector is using the word and between two words. When two words are connected with the word and, the cases you are seeking will include both of those words. For example, a search that has burglary and dwelling will include every single case that includes both those words. This will produce less results than using the word or, but can often produce many results.